Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a first impressions review on this new Estee Lauder cushion stick. This is by Estee Lauder and this is what it looks like. If you guys want to see the rest of the video and what my thoughts on this are and how this works and everything about this cushion stick from Estee Lauder, then please keep watching. So if you've been around on my channel for a while, you probably already know that I do work for Estee Lauder and I'm very familiar with a lot of their foundations and their skincare and a lot of different things that they have in their collection. So when this came out, I was so interested in it because if you guys don't already know, Double Wear foundation is one of my favorites. I use it pretty much every single day and I love using it on my clients, especially when they're going to be out in the sun taking pictures. Just for any kind of special event, I love using that on my clients because it just lasts for so long. So when I saw them come out with this Double Wear cushion stick, I wanted to see what the hype about this was and how it exactly works. So this is basically what the whole entire packaging looks like. It's just gold with the bottom and then the top. Now this can be kind of confusing on how it looks. Side of it is an actual cushion, so you can see right there. Now this is a tester from my work and I decided to use it, so somebody had already used it, but I have not tried this on my face whatsoever. But it just looks exactly like this, and then you just can go ahead and put the top back on, and then this part right here is actually the part that disposes the product out of the packaging. So this can be kind of confusing because I thought that this side was opening and then this is the part that you turn it, but it's actually opposite, which is kind of funny, and I think a lot of people might get kind of confused with that. But other than that, you just go ahead and twist it and then the product comes out of here, and supposedly once you are getting down to the bottom, the gold part right here starts to raise when you are getting close to the end of being out of the actual foundation. But other than that, I really like the packaging. I love Estee Lauder's packaging because it is gold. I love anything that has gold on it because I just think that it makes the packaging so much more appealing. I feel like a lot of people tend to go towards packaging as buying something because it just looks appealing and it makes you want to use it more. In this product, I believe there's about 15 shades, and I believe every single shade that there is in Double Wear, there's also a shade in you for the cushion stick. I use sand in Double Wear, so I decided to take this sand and see how this sand works for me. Sometimes I could pull a little bit more warm, and I actually got a little bit darker because I went to the lake recently. So I don't know if this is going to match me, but we shall see when we start the demo and everything. But yeah, I'm going to apply one side of my face with the actual cushion, and I guess the other side I'm going to apply with my beauty blender just to see how it works with this cushion, because the whole purpose of this foundation is using the cushion, and I would imagine it's kind of like a beauty blender because it's kind of like, you know, spongy. But we shall see how that works. So I just went and wet my beauty blender so we can try one side of my face with the beauty blender and then the other side with the actual cushion stick. The coverage between the two, I feel like maybe the cushion stick might give me more coverage, but we shall see. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply some primer because I always use a primer with any foundation I use, and I feel like it's kind of necessary to apply a primer, especially if you're already used to it. I would go ahead and test it out without it, but I just want to see if I get oily with this and if it actually lasts with the primer, because I'm never going to use the foundation without a primer. So the primer that I've been using recently is my primer water from Smashbox. I like using this because I feel like it just hydrates my face so much and it just makes my face feel so much more softer. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to spray this on my actual face. I'm going to cover my eyes because I just did my eye makeup and I don't want to ruin that. So I just kind of go ahead and spray around my forehead and then on the bottoms of my face. And then I will just let that kind of dry a little bit. And then after that, I'm going to take my Baby Skin from Maybelline. This is my favorite primer for pore minimizing. I've been using this for about 2 months now, and I'm obsessed with it because I used to like the Too Faced Primed and Poreless one, and now I found this one, and this one is so much more cheaper. So I just go ahead and apply that on the areas that I am more concerned about my pores, which is usually on my forehead, and then right here on the sides of my nose, kind of right here, and then a little bit on the rest of my face. Okay, so now that we have our primer on, I'm going to go ahead and release some product from here. So as you guys can see, when I push it, some product is actually coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of like, I guess, dot it. And one thing about this that I noticed when I first opened the packaging is that it smells exactly like the Double Wear foundation, and I thought that was a little bit strange because on the reviews I heard that this foundation is supposed to be a little bit more hydrating, but we shall see how this works. So I'm kind of applying it with the cushion, and I feel like it's not really blending out. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to swipe it or tap it. Not even covering my redness, which I don't like because I have a lot of redness on my face. So yeah, let me see if I apply a little bit more what happens. I feel like as I'm sliding it, it's just moving the product around, so I'm not really liking this cushion, to be honest. I feel like my hands would probably do a better job than this cushion. As you guys can see, it looks super smeary and splotchy. I do not like that, so we're just gonna go in with the Beauty Blender and kind of like blend that out, because it's not blending it at all. I'm gonna go ahead and put some more product on the rest of my face, and I'm just gonna use the Beauty Blender on this side. I guess I'm gonna do my nose. I feel like this color matches me really well. It matches just like my sand in Double Wear, in the original Double Wear, so I feel like this is a good color. So I guess if you're using Double Wear foundation and you want to try this out, go ahead and get the same exact color. I feel like the Beauty Blender is giving me so much more coverage. You could already see that. So this is just with one layer or one coat of the actual foundation, and as you guys can see, the reason why I decided to do this video while I was breaking out is because I wanted to see how it would cover, because Double Wear foundation, the original one, covers everything, especially when I'm breaking out. So this one, I feel like it covered up the redness pretty good, minus this side with the actual cushion, but this side I applied foundation and then just blended it out with this, and I feel like it covered it so much more better. But as you guys can see, I'm breaking out right here and it did not cover it at all. So I want to go ahead and add another layer of this and see how it builds, because I feel like that's really important, especially if you like the foundation but it's not giving you enough coverage. You want to kind of blend it out and build it up to your liking. I'm just going to kind of go around this side where I applied the cushion, because I feel like it's just peeking through, so I want to see how that builds up once I blend it out with the Beauty Blender. Okay, so this is with a second layer, and I feel like it covered up a little bit better, but I can definitely tell the difference between this product and the actual Double Wear original foundation, because the original foundation, I don't even have to apply a second coat. Like, one coat is more than enough. It covers all my redness, any acne that I'm getting that day or whatever, and it actually covers my freckles. So I feel like this product is already showing me that it's a lot different from the original Double Wear, because not only is it not giving me coverage, but I feel like it doesn't look like my skin. The original Double Wear, I feel like even though it's very full coverage foundation, it still looks like my skin, and this one I feel like it just looks very uneven, and I feel like it doesn't even really cover that well. And then it looks super shiny. I don't know if you guys can tell but from my camera, but it is really shiny. I feel like it's going to separate because of how shiny it is, plus my oils. I feel like it's just going to separate. So I'm going to let this set for a little bit, and then I will show you guys how it's setting, or if it's actually getting matte, or if it's staying satin or whatever. So while this is kind of setting, I'm going to go ahead and read you guys the claims, because I feel like I didn't go over the claims. But this claims to be a touch-on buff and blend to your perfect nude, polishes for even skin tone for a healthy looking glow. skin loving, weightless, and comfortable formula instantly hydrates 8-hour wear. So this is supposed to be like an 8-hour wear, and the actual double wear foundation is a 15-hour wear, so I feel like that's a huge difference. But I could definitely see why this doesn't give enough coverage, because it's supposed to be a little bit more of a healthier looking skin finish. And it also says that it involves a stick, combines liquid makeup and applicator in one. You'll know it's time to replenish as the stick becomes smaller until the clear window appears or disappears. And it says this makeup is a different formula than original double wear stay in place liquid makeup. It is instantly hydrating and lifts skin with a radiant glow all day 8-hour wear in shades of all skin tones. So I feel like this foundation would be really good if you have tried the original double wear and you weren't a fan of it because it got so matte and it felt like too much coverage. I feel like you'll really like this because it's supposed to be a little bit more radiant, which explains why it's so dewy on me. And then the coverage is a lot more light. So I feel like this is kind of similar to the double wear light foundation, except this one is going to give you more of a glow and the double wear light is more matte and won't make you oily. So I feel like that's a really good alternative if you have dry skin. So I guess that's one of the reasons why it's leaving me with this kind of finish, which I was kind of thrown off about, but it's a good thing I read the reviews and the claims on the actual product. Claims also claim to be a sheer to medium coverage, and it also says that it's buildable, and I feel like it is buildable because once I applied a second layer, you can definitely see it covered a lot more, but I feel like it is still sheer, so you could still see your redness or your freckles, if you have freckles like me, peek through, or even if you have darkness. I feel like if you have like a even skin tone or dark spots, you'll probably be able to see this through this foundation. So I feel like this foundation would basically be for somebody that has really good skin but just wants a little bit of coverage to even out the whole entire skin. I feel like this foundation would be amazing for you. It also says that the finish is a radiant finish, and it says dermatologist tested. So those were the claims. If you guys want, you can actually go on the website and read more about it. That is just what the website is saying and the claims about this actual foundation. So as I kind of waited, the foundation hasn't changed. Like, this foundation is getting more dewier the more I wait. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you guys or tell you guys my final thoughts on this actual product. Okay, so I finished up with the rest of my makeup. If you guys were curious on this look, I did decide to film it, so it will probably be up either before this video or after. Either way, I will link it down in the description if it's already up. But yeah, I just finished doing the rest of my makeup, and so far so good with this foundation. It gives me enough coverage, but this isn't a foundation that I would typically use on an everyday basis. This would probably be something that I would only wear if I'm going to be wearing makeup for a little bit, for a couple of hours, because the main reason is because I feel like I just love a lot of coverage, and this doesn't give me the coverage that I want. But I feel like, again, this would be super good for somebody that is wanting very light foundation and just to even out their skin tone. This would be really good. But I feel like the foundation looks really good and smooth, and it just looks like my skin. My skin is kind of peeking through a little bit. I feel like some people like, some people don't. I personally don't like it unless I'm going for a super natural look, which in this case, this is very dramatic. So I feel like it doesn't look good when you have like a lot going out on the eyes and then very subtle face. I just want it to like all even out and come together. So I feel like this foundation isn't for me unless I'm going to be wearing it for a little bit. But nonetheless, I think I really like this foundation. And I like how it blended out after I used the beauty blender. I would definitely not use it with the cushion stick that comes on it, which kind of defeats the purpose of the cushion stick actually being on there, because I feel like that is why they made it with it, so you can apply it with it. But as you guys saw in the demo, it was just sliding everywhere, and it was just sitting on top of my skin and not really blending out, which is something I really don't like about it. But I feel like if you use a beauty blender already, this would be a good foundation just to kind of use your beauty blender with if you want to go ahead and use that without foundation. Yeah, my overall thoughts of this is I really like it, but I'm not going to be wearing this for every single day, or at least when I'm doing something very dramatic like this. I might wear it when I just do like a little bit of eyeliner or mascara and then blush, lipstick, you know, the simple looks that I normally do. I'm going to test out how long this foundation actually lasts. I will put the update information down in the description bar of how I exactly liked it and how long it actually lasted. Since it does claim to last 8 hours, I want to go ahead and test that out. So be sure to link down below to see you my final thoughts on how it exactly lasted, if it made me oily, anything like that. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out my links down below in the description bar, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.